आप एस्ट्रोलॉजी में बिलीव नहीं करते हैं, but what if you meet a Vikram who's really talented, and what is the one thing you would really like to ask him? You would really like to know.
This is Radhe Shyam hit blockbuster. What is the result of my Radhe Shyam?
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you.
For another 8 days, nothing else. Okay, ma'am, as you say. In Bahubali, I always used to sit in the corner. Rana and Tamanna used to sit. I used to ask, like, please, you talk. Okay. Tissue.
Even my kids enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Stories like that. So for that age group also they are.
I don't know what Rajmouli did, but yeah, everybody likes it.
It is.
What?
Or something toward for long. Feel like something more to it.
Thank you so much. నెక్స్ట్ టైం వచ్చేటప్పుడు అక్కడే చేసేద్దాం ఇక్కడ చేయొద్దు ఓకే చలో 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 చలో
Okay, ready? Rolling? Go for it.
Okay, so firstly, congratulations to the team.
Thank you.
प्रोमो रिलीज हो गया है, बहुत ही पसंद आया लोगों को. So firstly, प्रभास आपसे शुरू करना चाहूँगी. When you make a film, एक अलग ही आपका बाहुबली के बाद में ऑरा क्रिएट हो गया है. People are loving you, not just here and worldwide. हर जगह आपको बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद किया जाता है. But when it comes to a film, what's more experimental for you? Is it the kind of work you are doing, or is it the kind of character you are playing?
So the toughest part will be, I think, sometimes acting also, but I think the scripts you select is the toughest part because only that decides your fate. So yeah, I don't know how America selects so many varieties and still makes blockbusters. So I think the scripts are the toughest part.
मैं इन्हीं की कंटिन्यूटी में एक सवाल पूछना चाहूँगी. आपने कहा कि स्क्रिप्ट का सिलेक्शन बहुत मुश्किल होता है. क्या आपको ये प्रेशर बाहुबली की सक्सेस के बाद ज़्यादा फील होता है?
No, बाहुबली के बाद bigger stress, but before also it's the same. Yeah, now the pressure is a little more. Like before it was only Telugu film, and now it is like it's like we don't know what Bengali people like, what Punjabi like. It's every state has little difference, and it's very hard to select scripts after Bahubali. Yeah, it's very.
After इतने सालों के बाद जब बाहुबली की बात आती है, इस नई फिल्म से सर्टेनली बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं ही हम लोगों की. आपकी बात जानना चाहूँगी, आपके लिए आज की डेट में जब you look back, what is बाहुबली for you?
So Bahubali is everything. Like it's everything. Like you can't explain. It's like it's the it's something magic happened in my life. I think I think it's wonderful. It's especially in the north, they accepted. We had been made some mistakes, yes, but yeah, still the north. I saw lot of press people and the like a lot of you encouraged the film also. I saw in the theaters and all. Thanks a lot for that. And yeah, more than any part of the country, I think Saho was more accepted in north.
Okay, पूजा आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी.
आपने जैसे कहा कि ये पता नहीं होता है कि क्या बंगालीज को अच्छा लगेगा या फिर क्या नॉर्थ इंडियंस को अच्छा लगेगा, लेकिन जब ऐसी एक फिल्म पैन इंडिया रिलीज़ हो रही है पूरी दुनिया देखेगी इसे। सो क्या वो एक्स्ट्रा माइल चलना या एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट जो होता है वो अभी शुरू हुआ है, लेना है क्या कुछ?
yeah, that extra mile is like, yeah, it's like very stressful. Yeah, I tortured my director also a lot because that extra mile is like you don't know, you can't understand in one film that what other parts. Kerala, yeah, I never released before Bahubali Kerala. Like that, many states, it's you need to run the extra mile, and you don't know till the film release how it works. So it was very stressful, yeah, for almost 8 years by now. Sorry.
So Pooja, आपसे जानना चाहूँगी, how much experimental you were when it comes to, जैसे कि शो, अगर फिल्म की बात की जाए तो फिल्म 70s का जो वाइब है वो दे रही है, तो how much experimental you were with your looks, क्योंकि वो वाइब देना है ऑडियंस।
हाँ, आई फील लाइक पहले तो डायरेक्टर के साथ मैंने लाइक वी सैट डाउन और डिस्कस किया कि उनके माइंड में प्रेरणा कैसे दिखती है, क्योंकि हर एक डायरेक्टर के माइंड में एक रहता है कि ये कैरेक्टर ऐसे उन्होंने सोच के लिखा है कि ये ऐसे होगी। तो आई फील मैं अपना नोट्स लेकर आई लाइक अ गुड student coming to school for the first time. I came like, oh, but sir, don't you think like she should be like this? She should, and he kind of made me realize who Prerna was for him. I feel like sometimes it's very important to not let the era take over your emotion also. It's not just a fashion show, it's about like the emotions that she's going through, and sometimes she can be mentally as progressive as a 2022 kind of girl. So we worked on the character more than internally rather than externally to inwardly. So we kind of worked on who she was and then what the vision is, क्योंकि ये जो फिल्म है काफ़ी, it's, I would say it's like a fantasy way of showing the imagery is very, I mean, sir, you would be a better person to talk about it, but the images are very beautiful. We wanted to show some people something new, something fresh, which is why, sir, I think you should talk about it, how you came about it.
Coming to the characters Vikramaditya and Prerna, like to understand the characters, first of all you need a lot of emotional maturity towards the characters, because what they are going so what they are going through, like to understand every aspect of pain or happiness or anything within their characters and everything, we need a lot of emotional maturity into it. So for that to understand, we went through like a lot of discussions, and like I was suggesting some books, and Pooja was like, as she said, she made a notes out of it, and we were doing workshops on top of it, and all that helped a lot in understanding the characters. Like while I was discussing with them, it's a process of me also understanding more about the characters, and particularly coming to Vikramaditya's character, it's so in depth, because these kind of characters we don't see in real life to compare or to understand it, because somebody who reads your palm and who can clearly see it as a picture of your past and present and everything, we haven't seen anybody like that in real life. So playing that character would definitely take a lot of effort and a lot of understanding, because any small detail which goes here and there might miscommunicate to the audience. So for that, like sir said, we had to go through multiple discussions and everything, and like towards the end, like it's all about like we three people there understanding it, okay, and it is working out and everything and going forward. So it was interesting.
So just like we have Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir, whose sets are known for like his work is known for his sets. So अगर हम राधे श्याम की भी बात करें तो we can see वो जो शिप वाला है या फिर बाकी प्रोमोज में और भी चीज़ें जो दिखाई हैं, you have also worked so much on the sets, and तो कितना preparation time था, what was into your mind while you were doing all this research?
This process was like, it happened for like almost 4 years, and it was like making 3 films, one in Hindi, one in Telugu, and one is climax.
5 years for you, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. So it was a continuous process of developing more and more. So from the beginning, like me and sir were on the same page to present it as grand as we can, because we haven't seen a grand love stories like Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir, like is like one of the legend here. And first thing, like if it can be compared to his vision, I'll take it as a compliment. But Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir's film, we talk about it is because he's Sanjay Leela Bhansali. And this is beginning, and this is something which we tried completely new, and Europe vintage and everything, which haven't been seen by the audience and everything. And we are more on banking on that.
Prabhas sir, I would also want to ask you, अभी जो फिल्म है वो वर्ल्ड वाइड बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है, बट इट्स अ पैन इंडिया फिल्म, ऑब्वियसली वर्ल्ड वाइड बहुत अच्छे से काम करेगी, बट सिंस दिस फिल्म इज शॉट इन यूरोप, मैं आपसे जानना चाहूँगी किसी फैन से एनकाउंटर हुआ है आप दोनों का ही वहाँ पर?
We've encountered actually. Many people used to come as like for a picture with him.
Right.
So yeah, like you're talking about the Indians who are in Europe. Yeah. We definitely met someone. We gave pictures.
And
So many times. I remember I was walking down Oxford Street in London, and आपको पता है Oxford Street is like packed. And I was walking with my mom, and suddenly I heard Pooja, and I just, because it just sounded so strange, I turned back, and they were foreigners, and they were like, oh my god, we watch your movies, we see your films, and it's so heartwarming when you see that. Mujhe to chodo, my cousin sister was walking in Manhattan one day, and a foreigner stopped and said, you're Pooja Hegde's sister, right? I've seen your photos on her Instagram. And they've like recognized, and she FaceTimed me, and I spoke to the guy, and he knew my South Indian film names. He was saying the names by heart. So I feel like it's kind of our films are like breaking barriers even internationally, and they're loving our films and watching, and that's something that's so gratifying.
Prabhas, I want to know one thing, that Bollywood or Single film industry or Northern film industry, including Assamese film and everything, what was it for you before Bahubali, and what is it for you after this, and especially with this film?
So that time we used to watch like maybe some Bengali or whatever films sometimes we watch, but normally it's like in Northern it's mostly Bollywood films a lot, like that's we are used to it. But suddenly we don't know, like so much information we got, like we have so many languages, so many big industries doing great films, and yeah, even for us it was new when it opened up. Yeah.
You have been part of so many Tamil films, Telugu films, even Hindi also you are super into. How do you balance between all three? And also your lineup is super out there.
Loads of coffee and an excited heart, I would say.
Prabhas and you and other stars in here, अभी बहुत जल्द सलमान, रणवीर, so ये space जो है वो कैसा सर?
I mean, I think one, I'm blessed. I mean, I have been not only to work in these films, but to be accepted by these different audiences. You have to understand the audiences are so different. So I've always said I've never wanted to stick to just one language. I've always wanted to be an Indian actor. I always feel like good content is good content anywhere, and I should be part of it, not because of any other reason, but because I like to work with it. It can be sometimes daunting to work with people like that, but I think what keeps me up, like you said, was that I'm just excited to be on these sets and play different kind of characters, like Prerna in this film, or stand-up comedian in the other, and Beast did something else, and that's what's keeping me excited. In fact, on Houseful there used to be a joke about, because in between a Houseful shoot I used to run and go to Hyderabad and shoot a film and then come back. I've done 3 shifts sometimes in a day, so there was a joke that Akshay sir and Ritesh used to be like, Pooja bathroom gayi hai ki she's gone for some other shoot, that was the joke, कि किधर गई वो, तो 5 मिनट भी कुछ और film shoot करके आ जाएगी. So it was crazy. I have a lot of stories to tell, because just to get the schedules done was like a task, like a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm happy that it's worked out. People have accepted me, loved me, and I'm excited to portray the different characters I'll be portraying this year.
प्रभास, आपकी बाहुबली आने के पहले पिछले कुछ सालों में हमने देखा था कि एक बाउंड्री खिंच गई है हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री और साउथ इंडियन फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के बीच में, लेकिन आप उस ओपनिंग बैट्समैन के तौर पे उतरे, जिसने बहुत ज़बरदस्त रिकॉर्ड बनाया. उसके बाद KGF, पुष्पा लगातार रिकॉर्ड बन रहे हैं, और अब कोई ऐसी बाउंड्री नहीं रह गई है. आपने आज खुलासा भी किया कि आप इंस्पायर होते हो सलमान, शाहरुख, अमिताभ बच्चन जी से। बच्चन साहब ने तो आवाज़ भी दी थी फिल्म में, जिनके लिए आप होम कुक फूड भी लेके गए थे। कब सलमान, शाहरुख के साथ आपको काम करते हुए देखेंगे?
I don't know. Let's see how when all these things happen.
और इसको कैसे देखते हो कि ये जो बाउंड्री है वो खत्म हो गई और आप उसके ओपनिंग बैट्समैन हैं?
Actually, Rajmouli did that. I was part of Bahubali.
And also how does it feel when you love someone's work like Amitabh Bachchan? How does it feel to work with?
So I want to talk about him for hours and hours, but he's amazing. I'll just say, from project I'm going to talk about him for days, months, and years.
बताओ कोई फिल्म बता दीजिए उनके फेवरेट अगर आप अमिताभ बच्चन।
Many films, Diwar, Sholay, commercial films. Yeah, I like Amar Akbar Anthony. I like his entertaining. He's very good in superb in action, and he's so good in comedy. He's great in dance. He's good in everything. He's amazing.
एस्ट्रोलॉजी और ये सब दिखाया गया। आपने पहले ही कहा कि आप इन सब में बिलीव नहीं करते, पर ये फिल्म करने के बाद आपका परसेप्शन बदला और आपने कभी सोचा जाके अपना हाथ बार दिखाया?
Yeah, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I thought of it, but I heard some very interesting stories about this later. Before I was not so interested, but like Radha explained some of the actors and all. It's very interesting the way the signs or destiny or someone can read the future, and some parts in our families also we experience something. Like for example, my friend Vaishno, he's like he told me first about these things. Like one astrologer told me, like on this day you're going to fall, you'll meet an accident. So be careful, don't go at home. So he was on the cycle. It was like little up. It was cycling and the bag fell inside his cycle, the tire, and it went slowly and fell off, and all his teeth went off. And he said, like, how did they say on that day? So these many stories we always listen, but I never showed my hand to anyone, and it's interesting. But I don't know. I never.
You were scared or?
No, I don't know. I don't know. A man can tell your future. Everyone can tell it, or it's little science, or 80% science, or it is 99. So I don't know. So and this we always discuss, but it's very interesting, the stories which I heard, and yeah.
So any inner changes, because if you're playing a role like this, certainly you need to work a lot. Maybe you have to become a little more accepted towards the nature and the positive signs, and some become a healer or whatever for that matter. So
No, I didn't do
change you
anything.
anywhere.
For me, I can't reveal some things, but it was little complicated, my character, the way he designed. So we had some discussions, and we want to make it entertaining. The same character can be made very like artistic, subtle also. So we took a choice. Like it was little complicated, the character, the situation where he is. So I'll explain to you after the film release.
Take last question, please.
सर आपसे जानना चाहूँगी प्रभास का एक अलग ऑरा है when you worked with him, आपके माइंड में वो ऑरा था और was it only working with Prabhas?
No, the first
He
time.
feels I'm a kid.
Actually, like see, from the outside world, when we look at his aura or image or anything, we are quite excited, and there would always be a fanboy moment in it. But while working with him, first thing he does is like he'll just delete those aspects from your mind, so that you'll be more comfortable in discussing everything with him and all that. So that's definitely for a young filmmaker like me, for my second film, having an opportunity to discuss everything with him and all that. So like he gives you that ease, and he keeps you in the director's chair where you can command things and all that. So yeah.
So आपने हाथ दिखाया कि नहीं दिखाया, क्योंकि आप तो इसी के
I met hundreds of palmists, hundreds of astrologers.
So you believe in it.
What?
You believe in it.
See, I have questions which I cannot answer either this way or that way.
Which is basically the film.
First of all, a big thanks to you and your director for this romantic treat for your fans, your darlings. आप एस्ट्रोलॉजी में believe नहीं करते हैं, but what if you meet a Vikram,
Yeah.
who's really talented, and what is the one thing you would really like to ask him, you would really like to know?
This is Radhe Shyam hit blockbuster. What is the result of my Radhe Shyam?
Guys, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For another 8 days, nothing else.